welcome letters, you would have, you would have been informed that we have a Facebook page, we have an Instagram page, and we also have this, and the Spotlight Endometriosis session is a monthly series that is put on by the association. So I urge you to look out for our advertisements, both on the website also, for when we're having our sessions. We would really like to see more and more persons getting involved. So while we're waiting for Ambah to come back on, I can also share with you in the meantime that I, of course, I am an endometriosis.
I am sorry about that. I got cut off, so I have to use my phone. I'm sorry about that.
Okay, I was just about to start telling my story.
Okay, so while I'm talking here, I will try to reconnect on the laptop, right?
Okay, okay.
Right, so where did you hear up to?
You were speaking about the French, missing the French exam. That was the last thing I heard.
Yes, so I was saying, you know, I was one, I never missed any of my exams. And I had a classmate come up and say, you know, if I miss an exam, something was wrong, because I was literally in fetal position on top an art table in the art room, and I could not move, you know, and that's when I knew something was wrong. And funny thing, I have a friend from church. She also used to have bad periods, as in she used to faint. She would come to church and fainting away, vomiting the whole night. So we were the two drama queens every month. We were making it up. We were attention seekers, you know, and she was diagnosed with endo after me.
Okay. You actually answered my next question, because I was just about to ask you. You mentioned that one classmate who came and said, you know, something must be wrong for you to miss a French exam. But I was just about to ask you, what was the feedback you were getting from your other classmates or persons around you at that time?
In my circle, again, I was an attention seeker. They could not understand that I was in so much pain and that Panadol couldn't work. So I was given a myriad of things to try. Drink hot tea. I hate tea. I hate tea. But try hot tea. Don't drink cold stuff. Don't drink alcohol. Try Buscopan. Try what's the other well-known period tablet? I've tried them all.
Not Midol. Is Midol?
No, it was on before Midol. I can't even remember the name. It's beginning with A, I think. But anyway, try them all. Put a hot towel on your stomach. All those things I've tried, and
yes.
No use.
I've heard it all. Get a hot bottle. Put a hot bottle behind the back, and take 2 Panadol and come on, suck it up and move on.
Correct.
Yeah.
I actually had when I worked at another ministry, my supervisor at the time, the manager of the department, well, is a man, and he could not understand, you know, what's going on with you. This is normal for women. Why every month you have to be taking a day or two? I don't understand. I'm there telling him, hi, I'm about to bleed on your chair. So to prevent that kind of embarrassment, I need to go home. I had to get literally graphic with people, especially men, for them to understand what I was going through. Really, really graphic. You know, most men, oh, woman problems, blood. Oh, okay, fine. You know, so yeah.
Okay. Before we continue, I just want to inform the participants that you are also welcome to ask our president any questions that you may have. But we ask that you place it in the chat, and I would direct it to her. And I know that Ambah will try her very best to answer all of your questions. Ambah, are you gone again or?
No, I'm still here.
You're still
I'm trying to log in on the computer as well. That's why.
Okay. Okay. So tell me how, so you said you were diagnosed at age 21. So you know at age 21 is the time you're in the prime of your life, getting ready to, for the boys, for the men, for the dates, girlfriend, boyfriend. What was it like? Have I lost? Oh, there you are. Yes. What was it like when you first, when you entered your first relationship?
Yes, no. What was it like? Sorry, I didn't hear the question.
What was it like for you when you first when you entered your first relationship? With having been diagnosed with endometriosis, what was that experience like with that person? Or I don't know if you are still married, if you are married to that person today.
It was before him actually. It was hard. Most times I tried to hide it from him. But eventually, you know, when going out and there's a big red blob behind your skirt, that kind of scared off people. Also, when it was time for sex, because yes, I'm going to be graphic. Yes, sex is really difficult for us. It's very, very painful.
Yes, yes.
And they couldn't understand it. For some men, it was I guess to their ego, oh, you know, a big. So I'm like, no, yeah. I'm in pain. It was really hard. There were some who, for me now to kind of counter that, I had to take control in the situation. I mean, some men were excited with that, others, no, I'm the man. So it didn't work out. With my husband, he saw all the gory stuff. When I had my first surgery, he was with me then. And as before, he would have even asked for my hand in marriage. He was there for the first surgery, the second surgery. He saw me, he saw all the nasty side. And he still asked me to marry him. And I said, well, hey, if that's not scaring you, okay, well, let's do this. So, yeah. But it was hard. It really was hard.
So Mr. Right did come along. Eventually. So ladies, you all hear that, and don't lose hope. If you are having problems with your partner not understanding, you hear our president saying that she did find someone who was understanding. And speaking about surgeries, how many surgeries did you have?
I had 3. The first one to determine if it was really endo. Second one was to clear it up a little more. The third one was actually to prevent myself to become pregnant. So 3, and in between would have been different, not as major surgeries, but different procedures that I would have had to do. Yeah, in between.
And were these surgeries laparoscopic or laparotomy? Which I will explain. They were all laparoscopic.
Yeah.
Or no, they were laparoscopic.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So
yep.
So you've never had any sort of really major
no,
wide open. That's the best way I can think of describing
it. Yeah, no, I have not. Which is why I try to downplay my diagnosis, because I know there are other endo sisters who would have had the major ones and I would have had 4, 5, 6 different surgeries. So I try to downplay my own, knowing that I have not experienced that my other sisters have. So, yeah.
Okay. Just on a side note, I see our immediate past president just joined us. Mrs. Toussaint, I acknowledged you earlier. I wasn't sure if you were joining us on Facebook or otherwise. So, and I see that she helped
clarified.
She was clarifying that open surgery and keyhole surgery. That's
So I would have had the keyhole surgery each
the
and every.
keyhole surgery, yes. So basically the keyhole surgery is laparoscopic and the open is laparotomy as a medical term for it. So if you hear those terms, you know what it is. I wanted to also acknowledge Patrina. You said Patrina sent I think she's sending a praying hand for you.
Thank you, Patrina.
Okay. Before I move on with my questions, let me take a question from the audience. So we have Anesta Brotherson. I hope I am pronouncing. Forgive me if I'm not pronouncing your name properly. And
you pronounced it correctly.
Okay. And she's asking if you can explain or discuss your journey to becoming pregnant.
Sure. So when I went to my doctor and he did the second and the third surgery, well, the second surgery, I remember the 3 P's he told me, your prognosis for pregnancy is poor. I heard prognosis, pregnancy, poor. Those 3 words stuck with me.
Before you continue, can I just ask how old were you at that point in time?
Oh Lord, how old was I? 30 something, I think. I was in my 30s. Stop counting at the age of 28. I have a friend here. I would not say female. They know that I don't say my age all the time, so I have to be calculating. But I was in my 30s then. So of course I broke down in the office, and because everybody knows I like babies, I love children. And I would have been pregnant before and lost babies each and every time.
I'm
because
sorry.
in addition to having endo, which affected fertility, it was later discovered that I have an incompetent womb. So yeah, it's not just one thing, it's something else. So what happened
Now,
was,
can you hold on a minute? Can you hold on a minute? Someone's mic is on. I think, okay, you can go ahead now, yes. I think.
Okay, right. So what my doctor would have prescribed that we go in one more time, have deposits on my right fallopian tube, my left ovary, and in my womb. So he suggested that we go in a 3rd time, try and clear up as much as possible. After that, 3 months of intense hormonal therapy, treatment, 3 months to wean that off, and then go and get pregnant, go and try. So we did that. So that was 6 months of waiting. And then he said, okay, Ambah, go try. And it happened. And I got pregnant. And then I had to go and do a cerclage, which is stitching the womb closed. Thought I would have lost my son. So yeah, 14 years, he's still here giving me trouble.
Yeah, so you have a miracle baby.
I have a miracle baby. What is an incompetent womb? Okay, so I can speak a bit on that. So an incompetent womb is a womb that cannot hold a viable pregnancy. The womb tends to be very thin at the bottom, and once the fetus starts to grow, the womb starts to open up. So my very first pregnancy, I went into labor at 5 months, at the 5-month marker, and I couldn't understand why. And I was already dilated. By the time I reached the hospital, I was already 6 centimeters dilated. So the womb cannot sustain the pregnancy. It is too fragile and too thin to hold a growing fetus. So which is why they have to stitch it, and they stitch it very tight. And then it's a kind of, the doctor now has to try and figure out when to open the stitches, because if baby starts to come and the stitches are still in, I can hemorrhage and die, and then baby will die. So it's a delicate, it's not a known science, but doctors have to try and figure out based on what's happening with the baby, what's happening with you, when to go in and take out the stitches to allow for the baby to come out. So, and for me, it was he tried to take out the stitches the Thursday, and he said, Ambah, these doctors did a good job. We need to go into surgery. So I had to go back into surgery for him to take out the stitches. Can I tell you, I woke up during that surgery? I did. I thought I was about to die. I did. I woke up in the surgery because I was pregnant. They could not give me too much anesthesia. So I got up. Yeah.
Okay.
And by Tuesday, he was here.
Okay, thank you. We have another question again from Anesta. And she's asking, did you experience any difference in your endo symptoms before and after your pregnancy?
Nope. Nope, nope, nope.
So you were having experiences while?
No, while I was pregnant, no. There were no pains, thank God.
Okay.
Pregnant every day, yeah. There were no pains. However, right after, as soon as the period came back after the pregnancy, it was just a pause and it came back. I find as I've become older, the pains, they have gotten worse. The symptoms do get worse. For me, I can only speak for me, they have gotten worse. To the point sometimes literally cannot come out of bed. Before I used to push through and still go. Now I am taking days off from work and I try not to take days off so as not to explain anything to anybody. Now I'm actually taking days off when I'm having a period.
Okay. So I know you spoke before about your experience, just moving away from that topic, but you spoke before about your experience in the workplace. But can you go a little, at present, what is your experience like in the workplace? Having
right now?
Yes.
Are
you still having issues with supervisors?
Let me go back a little bit because now when I was in Costat, we would have had, I can't remember the course, one of my colleagues this year, I don't know if she remembers the course, but we had a course where we had to do a presentation on different diseases, and there was endometriosis, and I was just recently diagnosed. So I said, hey, let me take endo. I think because I started talking about it then, it made it, and it was very uncomfortable doing that to my classmates then at Costa. I think as the years rolled on and I became more aware of what was happening, and then I joined it, I began to talk up more about what I was experiencing. So it has made it easier. I remember explaining it to my supervisor, my manager at the time, and she's here as well, while we were in Tobago, and I explained it to her and she understood immediately, and I thank her for that. Love her to death. Health psych, thank you, Ria, it was health psychology. Yeah, that's what we did. So I find it easier. When I had my team, they never understood why sometimes, you know, I wasn't talking, not doing anything. And when I explained to them in a meeting, and I told them, when you see me put down my head, no, I can't go anymore. To the point I had one teammate, bless her heart, I was having a bad day in the office and I put my head down. And somebody came and she said, no, she can't talk to you right now. When she's finished, you want me to, I can help you. Can I help you? No, when she's finished, I will let her know that you came. You know, so I had some really, really excellent ladies on my side when I told them what was happening, that they understood. They did. So I don't have so much as a problem as I did before.
Okay, so I want to put you on the spot here now. No pun intended.
Okay.
What words of comfort can you give to some of us, and I would be transparent here and say I am one of those, to those of us who were not able to have that miracle baby, as I call your son. What would you say to us?
Don't give up hope. Don't give up hope at all. I'm getting emotional because I was once there, and it was hard for me seeing friends, babies, other women having babies, people who didn't care to have babies were having babies. I couldn't even Christmas time listen to that Silent Night ad when you see all these sleeping babies to the song Silence. It was a Pampers ad. I used to turn off the TV. Don't give up. Don't give up hope. Don't give up at all. I don't want to sound callous. There are other ways. I mean, we can try other ways to get pregnant, to get babies, but don't give up hope. Don't give up.
Okay. Okay. So as the new president, sorry, let me just, I think someone else has a question. Let me just make sure. Oh, someone is just making Petrona Bernard said, bless their souls, God put them in your path for a reason.
Thank you.
Just acknowledge. So as the new president of the TTEA, what do you envision for the association moving forward?
More spotlight, no pun intended, on the organization. I want to see, one, I have big shoes to fill. I keep telling Abisha that I have big shoes to fill, and I really hope I fill it.
Yes, I don't tell you.
Correct, you know that. I want to see us more in the spotlight. I want to see us making inroads where employers are concerned. I want to talk to the Employees Consultative Association, sorry, the ECA. Have consultation with them, let them know, hey, this is what is happening. This is a real thing. Let's get the word out. I want to be able to do something in my own organization because we are predominantly women in my organization. This is what is happening because we have bosses in our organization who don't understand or probably just don't care to understand. You know, that is what I'm pushing for. I want us to be as visible as the Cancer Society, as the Down Syndrome Net. I want us as visible and as relevant as these other people because what we experience is real. I don't want to hear of another endo sister, and of course I call you all my sisters. I don't want to hear of another endo sister telling me, you know, people are telling them you're making this up, you're pretending, you're just looking for time off. I wish I could get time off without having to be rolling in my bed right now. Yeah. Yes. I also want to see doctors. Now, let me put this out there. Many people think because we're in Trinidad, yes, there's some gaps in our medical landscape. But I always remember my first seminar I had with Endo, and I was just a visitor, and it was at Mount Hope, and they had the president of the Endo Association in Australia. And she spoke about one girl who was misdiagnosed for years, and then they told her she was having psychosomatic symptoms, meaning she was making up the problem in her head.
Yes.
And they put her on meds, psychometric meds. And I said, yes. Australia is a first world country though.
Yes. Yes.
Same thing, yeah? And then you hear women in America, in England going through the same thing. I'm like, but these are first world, I'm a little third world country. We are Banana Republic, as they like to call us. And everybody around the world have the same experiences. So I am hoping and praying that we can make inroads with the Ministry of Health, where we can encourage scholarships for doctors to go on and do specialization in endometriosis. I am hoping that we can do a call for papers among doctors, spark that in them, like, hey, this is really real, you know, because many times I'm hearing doctors telling persons, oh no, you're Black, endo doesn't affect you, or you're too old, endo doesn't affect you, or you're too young, endo doesn't affect you, or go have a baby, it will stop, or have a hysterectomy, it will stop. You know, I want us in people's faces till they get fed up of us. That's what I want, you know, and I really, really, really hope we can get there for 2022. This is our 10-year anniversary, and I really want this to happen. This is where I see TTEA going, so that when I step down like a bishop, the next person will just keep the ball rolling, you know? Someone has a question for you. Someone is asking, before I
let me get, oh, Katrina is asking about the stages. How many stages does endo have? I know some of these questions may be bordering on medical and should be answered by medical professionals, but based on your knowledge of the disease.
Well, before they used to tell us 4.
Yes, that's what I was told.
Stages. However, new research coming out saying they're trying to get away from the stages, because you would think at stage 1 is less pain and stage 4 is more pain. Really?
Yes. Yes.
Or stage 4, you have more deposits than a stage 2. You know, because I've been called a stage 2. I have stage 2 endometriosis, but I know new research and they're trying to get away from putting stages to endo.
Okay. We have a question on Facebook that is coming from Facebook, because as you know, we're live on Facebook. But this question is also, I just want to put this out there, that this is also a question that should be answered by a medical professional, but I just acknowledge the person's question. It's a question from Cindy Carrera, and she's asking, is it true that high intake of histamines can cause endometriosis to worsen? I don't know if you want to tackle that or you want to just...
I think I cannot answer that. That is something you will have to ask your doctor. Now, what I should say is endometriosis is different for everybody.
Yes, definitely.
Our experience may be the same pain, painful sex, pain during urination, you know, the back pains, the works, it may be similar, but how it is manifested in your body is very, very individualized and personal, which is why you will have to talk to your doctor. Get from him or her, do you think this could be causing it or worsening my symptoms? Yeah. And as we on the topic of doctors, may I say as well, if you don't feel comfortable with your doctor, you don't like the care that you're getting, find someone else. When I first started my journey, I call him a demigod. I call him the demigod. I will not call his name. And he didn't do the surgery. He would have referred me to another doctor to do the surgery. And I came back to him and he said, well, go have a baby. I said, sir, with all due respect, I'm not ready to have a baby now. By this time, I would have had my first child. And I just was not in that frame of mind to have a second baby as yet. And then he was like, oh, you people. And I, you know me, I want to know what you mean by you people.
You, yes.
Yeah, you people. And then I found he was very rough with my treatment, very condescending, and I did not like it at all. And I switched. I went to someone else, and I have been with that person ever since. So I want you all to say, I want to tell you all, find someone you feel comfortable with. Get someone who is or current with the updated research. And, you know, really has a passion and is caring for you as if like you are the only patient he or she has. You need to find a doctor.
Yes.
But yeah.
Yeah. And Janae is agreeing with you that she's saying that an understanding doctor is essential. And Anissa left us.
I agree.
But she left the forum, but she left us with some words of encouragement. She said she's grateful for this exposure and congrats to all for the courageous and long, for all you courageous and the long suffering women.
Suffering, yes.
Yes. Now, I want to put a question to you because this is a mistake that I was making before I became a member or a part of the TTEA, where I thought that endometriosis was something that only affected the pelvic area below the navel. But when I joined, I realized that endometriosis travels practically anyway. Can you enlighten us a little bit about that? Where are some of the other areas in the body that
Sure. I was once like you. It was only in the reproductive system, but now we know endo can be found in the heart, in the lungs, in the intestines, on the back, anywhere. Because remember, it's tissue that is mimicking our endometrium, and that tissue could be found anywhere, right, in the body. So it could be found anywhere. We have persons in their bowels as well. Yeah, anywhere.
Okay. So I want to get a little more personal. I want to get into a personal business and go back to another topic, which I think some of the women here may appreciate. But let's talk about painful sex again, because that is something that is really, it is real, and it really affects relationships. Yes. I know that I saw you when I'm scrolling through Facebook, you see all sorts of advice, do this exercise, drink this, do that, use this. What are some of your, I know you spoke about it before, but I'm asking if you don't mind elaborating a little more, just to give us some tips on, on having, we endo sisters, having a successful marriage, being an endometriosis patient.
You mean a successful intimacy, I mean?
Yeah, well, because we all know intimacy plays a major role in, having
in any relationship, yeah.
Yes.
All right, people, we're about to get dirty. This is G-rated.
Yes.
For me, I found, for me to control the amount of pain, I have to be on top. Because funny, Jenny. Jenny says, Marian. Good one.
Thank you, Jenny.
I find being on top, I can control the amount of pressure I'm getting. As any other position for me, I'm telling you all now, I close my eyes and I bear it. I really do. Yeah, I go on top. Know your level of intensity, correct. So if you know on top works for you, you go on top. If you know there are certain things he has to do to make it easier for you, experiment. I say experiment. That's the only way I was able to know what I could take from what I could not take. Right? I'm not saying I don't do the other positions. I do, but I just grit my teeth, take the pain, and pray to God it is over soon. I'm sorry that, because sometimes the pain is intense because there's that lingering pain thereafter. My husband is very much aware, and he sees it in my face like, oh, you're in pain. So it could kill the mood as well.
Yes.
And I know he's fed up. I'm going to tell you all now, I know he's fed up of the endo. To the point he just doesn't even talk about it again. He doesn't. He doesn't. When he sees me, I can't get up, he knows he has to fill his shoes. He has to be, okay, I'll go in the kitchen, I'll cook, or I'll bring home food and make sure the child does what he has to do because she's not moving. And he would tell my son, and my son knows about it. I actually told him, this is what because apparently there was blood in the bathroom and I didn't know. He's like, oh my God, mommy's dying. And poor child, I had to sit him down and explain it to him. So when he sees me, your period is here. Mom is the endo, because he has a very deep, mom is the endo. I'm like, yeah. So it's just to bring my sock with the right. Yeah, so I know about this rice and sock. He will go and warm it up and bring it up, put it on my stomach. All he knows is just to leave me alone. Just don't bother with mommy today. So.
Katrina is asking if it's normal to bleed after painful sex. Oh, someone answered her. For you, someone answered the question.
Janae, she said,
thank you, Janae.
Yeah, sometimes I do bleed, sometimes I don't, depending on how rough it happens. But sometimes, yeah.
Yes.
It's not like a full period. There's like a spotting to take place after. Yeah.
Yes. We had one gentleman in our audience, but I noticed that he left. I don't know.
Okay.
I hope we didn't intimidate him. I was really hoping to get some questions from him because it's really, really important for to have understanding and supportive spouses, partners, for want of a better term. I am seeing Gervain John, I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. And the question is, how available are skilled doctors in dealing with endometriosis? And not only with the pelvis, but with the thoracic endometriosis.
I cannot. I think Joven is one of our, I think Joven is a gentleman, if my memory serves me correct. He's one of our new members.
Okay, welcome Joven.
And welcome, correct. How available a skilled doctor? I can't answer that, you know. we really can't answer that.
Yes, yes.
Because we have different, okay, so we have doctors who, oh, and the other guy, he said he's a friend of mine. He said he got a call, he'll come back in just now. But
great.
We have some doctors who are skilled and like kind of leading right now in endometriosis care in Trinidad and Tobago. And then you have some who have a high interest in it. And then you have the others. So it's talking to other endo patients, finding out who would have known a doctor that may work for me, and I will speak highly of him, may not be a doctor for somebody else.
Yes, definitely, yes.
You know, I'm the same with the demigod didn't work for me, but yet he has plenty of other patients, you know, and they probably feel comfortable with him. So it's a trial and error, unfortunately, with doctors to find what fits. It's like finding a good pair of fitting jeans.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you
I hope that answers your question, Joven.
Okay. Yes, he says cool. Okay, cool. Can you speak a little bit on the TTEAs, the work that we're doing presently in trying to compile a list that we can place on the website so that persons who join the association, persons who have been diagnosed with endometriosis or believe they have an endometriosis and they're looking for, they have no clue which doctor to go to. I understand we are currently working on compiling a list to have it readily available there. So can you just talk a little bit about that?
Sure. So we were, because other associations actually have a list of doctors that persons can go to, we are hoping to work with one particular doctor for him, because he will know which one of his colleagues actually are versed in endometriosis and are actually using the gold standard of care. So we are hoping to work with him so we can have a working document put together. But of course, it's a disclaimer that, you know, we are not endorsing anybody. We are just telling you, because we would have gone through the gamut of finding a doctor that works for us. We are trying to save you from that, kind of. Now, it may be doctors here as well as doctors abroad, because there may be doctors abroad who may be specialized in your type of endometriosis, right? And we may not have the expertise here, you know, because we do have partners across any states who actually do really good work with endo. So we have to have that together as well.
Yes. And I think it's fitting to mention Dr. Jackman, Dr. Genevieve Jackman, who is who is a Trinidadian, based abroad, and she's actually doing a lot of work. Not sure if she's going to come back to Trinidad and for practice here, but
I'm hoping she does.
But she has been for the new members and for those of you who've never seen or heard of her. She has been really active and supportive of the TTEA. Yeah. Madam President, when we started, you spoke about this is our 10-year celebration, and we have some things coming up later on. Would you like to talk a bit about some things? I know that before the end of this being March being Endometriosis Awareness Month, we are within this month, we are supposed to have, you are supposed to, speaking to the participants here, you will look out for us in the newspaper and on morning programs coming up soon. But there are some other things moving forward later down the year, which I will allow Ambah to enlighten you on.
Sure. As I said, I want it to be more visible. I want to be bam in your face. So we are hoping to do an art competition with secondary school children with endometriosis. We want to see endo in art. In my mind, I'm not an art person, but in my mind, I can see I would do if I was an art major, somebody double over in pain. There's that art, oh my God. I keep seeing it. And the woman, something mother, is it Whistler's mother? Somebody, and the person was in pain. And as if all she probably had endo, we didn't even know. And I've seen the art, but I can't remember what was the title of it. But anyway, we also hoping to launch our cookbook. Our health officer, Fadwa, is working on some excellent recipes. Now, Fadwa is the master of teas, and you all know I hate teas, but for those of you all who love teas, I understand she doesn't mean chai, and she mixes up different things, and she's experimenting on different foods that will help reduce the inflammation that is endo. So she would have developed some recipes. We're hoping to launch that very soon. Well, in the coming months, we are hoping to do, as I said, a call for papers with doctors. So doctors will start doing the research into endometriosis and come and present in a forum. We are also hoping to have a dinner later this year, all COVID protocols withstanding, to celebrate and look back at the past 10 years. So as we're coming closer, and then we are hoping to have a gala. Well, the gala should incorporate some of Christmas because it's supposed to be at the end of the year. So those are some of the things we have planned. And of course, we want to compile season 1 of Spotlight. And we are hoping, we can get that together as well.
So you want to make available these sessions that we had last year?
Yes,
is that
for those, yes, for those, yeah.
Yeah, so especially for our new members, you all can look out.
Did you see that somebody put in the chat another cruise? I don't know. Oh, Janae, yes, Janae, we're looking for another cruise to wine on, yeah.
Actually, I was going to acknowledge a statement that she made, but I got sidetracked. I like that idea that she came up with there, to have a small, at least for now, have a small scale clinic devoted to endo in Trinidad. And of course, that brings me to the point of donations. So I just want to remind persons that we do have a bank account, so you can encourage your colleagues, your friends. The account is held at First Citizens Bank, and it's just I will call the account number 217-8820, but it's all there. You'll find it on our website, www.endott.org, and you can find us on Instagram at TTEndoAssoc. That's TTEndoAssoc. What is our Facebook? Our Facebook, Ambah, our Facebook page is eluded me right now. It's not.
I will tell you just now because you know.
Yeah, so you'd find all this information also on our Endo. You can find the account number. So all these plans that we have and all these things that we want to do, we're gonna need money, lots and lots of money to do it. So I encourage you to donate if you can't face us, and to encourage, let's get corporate Trinidad involved and see it as much as we can do. Yeah. Okay. Javin, I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. Javin just said, I'm really just a concerned and caring spouse who see their significant other in pain and just looking for solutions. Joining was one of the best things we did in getting info. We actually came across a really nice dietitian, I think you meant to say, Be Wealthy. So joining really helped, and a proper diet really is important. Thank you, Javin. Thank you. Please spread the word out there that we exist. Help us spread, help put us out there in the spotlight. Let people know, just as Ambah said, everyone knows about the Cancer Society. Everyone knows about
Down syndrome.
Yes, the autistic, all of them. But yes, you hardly, a lot of people don't know when they hear endometriosis, they flinch and like, what is that? What is endometriosis? Yeah.
And what's funny, let me say something, Lisa. Last year so one of my son's former classmates at primary school, his mother is a school social worker, a guidance officer at one of the government schools. And she heard me talking about it and saw, we worked at the TTEA, and she said, Ambah, I want you to come and do, I want the session, want you all to come and do something. And we did it with Form 3s, 4s, and 5, no, 3s and 4s, beginning of the lockdown. And I'm there, giving the thing, boys and girls, and the boys like, women stuff. And then my son is sitting on the other side watching me, very funny right now. But anyway, one of the girls said, she said, Miss, this is what I have. I said, why talk to me? She said, Miss, every month I have to be missing school because I'm in pain. I cannot come off the bed. And it's mommy and I. And everybody in the family telling us, we pretending and we need to stop the foolishness. Miss, this is what is happening to me. I said, what? She said, yeah, Miss, I never knew what was going on. And we went to doctors and nobody could tell us what is happening. She said, Miss, this is sounding like what I have, and that is what we need to do. We need to get the word out. And as Javin said, he joined because of his spouse. And we need men to understand as well. That's why I tell my son, you never know. I hope my son never has to go through what his father went through with an endo person. But if he does, he will know, like, hey, my mom, you could come talk to my mom. Sounds like what my mom has, Yeah. But we need more men and more males to understand that a woman, it doesn't make us less as a woman. Many times we feel like that, okay, we're not normal.
Yes.
If we can't have a baby very easily, we can't enjoy sex like most other women, so we are abnormal. But as Father always tells us, instead of saying, now it took me a very long time when I heard that they finally classified endo as a disease. I hated to tell people, I said, I have a condition. I used to tell people I have a condition. It's much nicer because a disease sounds like you're about to die. Or, my God, hands off, it's contagious. And I had to come to terms within the last 3 to 4 years that it is now a disease. Yes. And, I was in Spanish class recently and I wasn't feeling well at all. And I was like, no, it's a disease I have. And one person said, no, that's what we call it, no disease. Poor thing, she didn't know. And I said, no, actually, what I have is a disease that affects the period. And then she said, oh, I'm so sorry. Because you don't know. But as Father always says, it's not a disease, it's a dis-ease, DIS-EASE, and our bodies are in disorder. And I like that. And I'm trying to use it. I have a dis-ease and I'm in disorder, you know, so.
Yes.
It doesn't make us less of a woman. That doesn't define our womanhood. Endo doesn't define us. We tell Endo when to get off. I mean, sometimes she beats us, but we tell Endo when to get off sometimes.
Did you have to give endometriosis the female gender? Can't we call it he?
There's a sis. A sis at the end, sisters, and we're all sisters, you know.
Can't we call it he? Because we have menopause, we have menstruation.
Yeah, I know.
Why can't we give it a
male pronouns? I know.
Assign a male gender to it.
Yeah,
so,
but you know.
So Ambah, one of the things we didn't talk about this evening is I mean, we spoke about it last year, we had a whole year dedicated, but I would still, for the purpose of, especially for those who are new to the association, we didn't talk about the mental health aspect of it and how it affects you emotionally, you as an individual.
As I said, it was hard. Not at first, not getting people to understand what I was going through. Felt like I was talking gibberish. It was hard. When I am predisposed to obesity. My family, we chunky, right? We chunky. And when I had my surgery and I had to go on hormones, you know, hormones do.
Yes, yes.
And it was hard because I had people in church making fun, you know, coming and squeezing up, oh, we putting on, you know, it was hard. So I started to compare myself to normal females, you know, why can't I be like her? Why I have to be in all these hormones? Why can't my body do what it was made to do? And then relationship after relationship after relationship, why can't I get somebody to love me for who I am? And then got married. Why can't my body do what it's supposed to do in a marriage? The man wants 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 20 children, and I can't even give him one. And it's a pressure to get one. And every time I get one, it's being taken away. And so there was a lot of depression. Even recently, you know, we doing Better Body, Better Me this year. And for the past year, I made a conscious decision in 2019 to exercise. You know, because I was the type of person, this is how I am, I really don't care. And I made a conscious effort to start to exercise, watch what I'm eating, and I'm watching what I'm eating even more. Yes. And I recently, I had a battle with my trainer. Now, he trained me years ago. We fell off and then we came back. And I remember I told him, you know, the endo and everything. And he said, yeah, I have another client. She also has endo, but she makes it every day. I said, okay, that's her. I'm glad she exercises every day. I can't exercise every day.
Yes.
No, I'm very, very petty. I can be petty. You see, when you tell me things like that, I will show you what I mean, right? So in the period when I knew I was bleeding heavily, I went and I exercised and blood is running down my leg. I said, no, you want me to come and exercise every day? This is what it will take. He said, well, I said, no, but I kept telling you, you know. And then he realized, okay, let me tailor something to you because not every endo person. So I went through being angry at my body. I would have had our support group chat recently because there are some days where I really, really do not like me and my body and really, really hate this disease. And it's as if I can't get peace. Yes. And when you think, okay, there's a little glimmer, boom, I get it. Like this month was really hard for me. I just came off bleeding for 14 days. And I'm lying down there like, what again? You know, what again? And every now and again, a new side effect comes up. So I'm getting this sciatic nerve pain. My knees, just before the period, I have a knee injury. It will lock. I am lying down in bed and then my knee is locking into place and I have to pop it back into place.
Yes.
I'm just tired mentally. As I said, I don't even discuss with my husband again because he's over it. He's literally over it. And anytime he sees endo, I see the eyes roll. So I'm not even discussing it with you again. That's it. That's it.
Yes. It can really,
it's hard.
Yeah, it could really take a toll on your mental health and the loved ones. And I honestly, I don't agree so much with them removing the stages.
Okay.
When I was diagnosed at stage 4. And I happened to be one of the unfortunate ones that had to have a hysterectomy at a very young age. But I really, and I'm just saying that in connection to what you were saying just now about your trainer saying that, this person has it and they come every day, and another person, because I had another friend who was diagnosed with it, and she is different to me, but she was diagnosed at stage 1. So she went on to have 2 children, and she was able to move around a little more normal than me, when I was, but I was one, every 6 months I was on an operating table. So my experience was different. So I really, taking away the stages for me, it's like taking away something from me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to acknowledge the Janae. She said when we were talking just now, when you gave endo, she's saying his hysterectomy. So we're not giving endo that female arm. She's agreeing with me on giving it the male arm.
I mean,
are we going gender neutral? We're gonna go gender neutral. Let's go gender neutral.
Let's go gender neutral. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's not blame the men because
call it an it.
Yeah, it's yeah. Because if we want the support from the men, we can't be blaming them for it. So
it's true. Correct.
Yeah. So we are it is now 7 minutes after 8, and we are nearing the end. I would leave the closing remarks up to you. I just want to remind everyone to keep looking, checking our Facebook page, our Instagram page for the upcoming events. That's what I want to leave you with. But I will leave the closing remarks to our President, Madam President Ambah Grant.
I hear you all, Ambah. You can call me Ambah. I just want to thank the new members who joined the association. It means that you see importance in the association and the work that we are doing. And I want to thank you for that. I really hope that we can be everything to you when you need us, right? I also want to encourage you, join the support group. Fadwa dropped some lovely recipes in there. I actually sent one for her to review. And if it passed her review, she will put it in the chat for us to try. I remember a time Abisha she would have baked, I was using oat flour, some loaf she did. I said, wow, that I went into, yesterday for lunch, I went into this health store and they had almond butter. And I said, okay, I know I don't like butter, people, but I said, okay, when I'm baking cakes and stuff, I could try this. All right. We'll be happy. Okay, I could do this. But join the support group. And again, as I say, as we have Spotlight this year, we're looking at how we could make the journey a little easier. Now we dealt with the mental last year, with the physical this year. So we're hoping to have persons teaching us simple yoga exercises, simple stretching, pelvic exercises, things, delightful recipes that we could try to make it easier for us. And I'm really, really hoping that all COVID protocols observed, that we can meet in person. Because I only know Lisa on computer. I only know Bridget on computer. Yes. I've met some pre-COVID at our last endo walk, and when we had our tea box, but I want to meet all you guys. I really look forward to that. I hope to see you soon when we have our gala later this year.
Okay, thank you, Ambah. Javane is saying, can I be joined to the support group? Okay, definitely. That is
so in the letter, Javane, it has the link to join the support group, but I can also put I'll put my number in the chat, send me a message and I'll add you to the chat. Yeah. Okay,
so as we leave you guys, again, I'm gonna keep saying this. Spread the news, guys. Spread the news out there. Those of you who have connections, get corporate Trinidad to get on board with the TTEA. We need the funding, we need the support for us to really move forward and get all these things that we want to happen this year, to really happen in the way we want it to happen, in a big way. And I love the idea. Is it Jenny who spoke about the clinic? Fantastic. The clinic, yes. Idea. That is really, really fantastic. So I thank you all for joining us, those of you on Facebook and those of you who joined us via Zoom. Thank you for joining us. Ambah, thank you for sharing so openly, for putting all your business out there.
And I did it just before the husband came. We now walk in the door.
Good, you see? Yes. So I'm just seeing two things here. Let me make sure I don't. For those of you who didn't, Ambah has placed her number in the chat for those who have not been added to the support group. 6820220.
I also want to say too. Yes, 0220. Sorry.
Yeah.
If you need, I will always say that I remember one person who recently joined and she messaged me privately. She said, Ambah, I can't do this. And I said, Father, let's call her one time. And Father walked her through some breathing exercise. I had to go into a major meeting and I did the same breathing exercises. And trust and believe it worked. So that's why I said we are here to support. We're here to see how best we can make this, because we already went the journey. We're here to pull you along and we hold your hand as we go across, as we continue.
Yes. Okay, so that brings us to the end of session 1 of Spotlight Endometriosis in its second year. We look forward to our next session next month. Look forward, keep checking our website and Facebook page for the dates. So have a good night, everyone.
Bye, everybody. Be safe.